I didn't need an introduction. I just say to all of you, you must know who I am because you've all been to Playa, right? In any case, I'm Ellen Marston. I'm the Executive Director of Playa. And first of all, I want to acknowledge Terry. Terry actually comes pretty faithfully to Playa Presents every single month. And this is for you. I want to acknowledge Janet Kittredge for her energy and enthusiasm in our telephone conversations and meetings about Playa. I know I owe you an email, Jana. I'm so sorry I'm behind, but I've really enjoyed our meeting here and conversations. To Allison Parks for her great ideas about how to involve Christmas Valley students in Playa activities. And also, I'm reunited with Dixie and Jerry, because I used to ranch north of Brothers, Oregon, and they had the Brothers Cafe. And then I come here, and here they are. That's pretty great. And Ronnie in the bar, I walked in and she said, "Hi, I'm lonely." So I think all of you need to buy a drink so she doesn't feel lonely. And just a hello to Julie and Dale, also from Summer Lake. Always giving me, especially Dale, lots of grief if I stop for gas. What? Why aren't you at work? And good luck to James Williams. Running for county commissioner. He wants everybody to know he's not 22. He's actually the ancient age of 30. So the common thread in my life has been my love of writing, and it manifests in my advocacy for the literary arts, or used to exclusively manifest that way. But now at Playa, all of the arts, because Playa is an artist and scientist residency campus, and we have 170 individuals that come through every single year in a whole variety of disciplines. Writing, for me personally, stitched my life together, starting as a little growing up on the East Coast of New England, writing in my diary, to then writing for magazines and newspapers, and then when I came to the Ranching West, to getting the upper country news for the Central Oregonian in Triangle, Oregon. That was after marrying and moving to the Ranching West, and then using my writing skills to create a consulting career, and all along writing poems, essays, plays, memoirs, you name it. It's just been the glue for me. And that writing introduced me to one of the most beautiful places in the world, which is Lake County. You guys are keeping the secret pretty well, but when Playa receives their resident artists, we get to come in and just be astounded. So I had opportunities to be a resident artist there, and I worked on all kinds of projects that now have manifested in the form of books, or in one case went from a book to being premiered as an opera, all thanks to Playa. And I just felt when there was an opportunity to give back as the MD that it was important. It was important to help residency programs that support artists and scientists, and I'll tell you a little bit more why in a minute. Playa has a staff of 4 full-time, some seasonal, and a number of contract employees. And again, I want to call out John Martin, our residency manager, and his wife Charlotte, sitting there. He's one of the main 4. Our campus includes large and elegant common building, which I'm sure you pass when you go zooming by Milepost 81 and don't stop. 8 cabins, 2 staff houses. It operates on a budget of approximately $350,000 a year. It is a non-profit. The residents don't pay. They apply. Their applications are reviewed twice a year by a blind jury made up of previous residents. And residents are selected on the strength of their work and on their statement of why residency would forward them professionally and creatively. So emerging artists such as performing, visual, literary, and scientists of all stripes mix with the established, more, I don't know, acclaimed artists and scientists. They come from all over the place. Over the course of the next 4 weeks, Playa will have host creative thinkers from New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Iowa, California, and Washington State. We will host 2 scientists, an astronomer, a Lakota medicine man, a graphic novelist, a playwright, a filmmaker, 2 musicians, 5 visual artists, and as many writers. So, one of those artists will be in a wheelchair. Some residents will be young, some mid-career, some long in the tooth, like me. They will represent many different ethnicities and philosophies. Impromptu salons take place in addition to formal presentations on site. Monthly, Playa presents, see right here, you too, right here, everybody, there's no excuse. It's April 8th, next West. And we work a lot off-site. And right now at area schools, the Alger Theater, we've just begun a series there thanks to that community taking on and creating a little nonprofit to reinvigorate the Alger Theater. So we're going to be there every other month. We were just there with 2 guitarists recently and an animation filmmaker who showed a short film in between the 2 guitarists. We also go monthly to the Bend Arts Center in Bend, and soon, because the High Desert Museum, I'm sure many of you have enjoyed that place. They're not on the desert really. The land they're in is kind of forested. They're very interested in doing more with Playa because of this unbelievable landscape. Playa provides residents with cabins, studio space for printmakers. We have 4 print presses. And I say these things because keep your eyes and ears out. There'll be opportunities to come for workshops to do creative writing, to do printmaking. And we have 2 wheels of film. We host wood carvers, as I said, filmmakers. We have a dance studio. And every Monday and Thursday, there is a communal dinner in that great big commons building. And call ahead and you can join the residents and the staff. Just come and find out. If you can't make the open studio, let us know and we'll set an extra place for you. We're really eager for you to get to know what's going on at that weird place. We're really not so strange. We'd love to have you. You may be thinking this is as the Chamber of Commerce, right? The craziest business model ever, and why do this anyway, coddling these artists and scientists? Well, some claim to have their best ideas in the shower. Others say it takes a cup of tea and their favorite chair, and the solution they've been chasing comes to them. What if those shower moments, or cup of tea moments, could be stretched to 2, 4, 8 weeks? Imagine yourself wrapped in Playa's solace, this solace, solitude, security, beauty, and serenity. Think of what you'd come up with, the problems you'd solve, the eureka moments you would have. The residents do. They make important discoveries, take important creative leaps, and through art and science, articulate for us all the good, bad, and the hopeful of life on this planet. Articulate our aspirations and mourn our collective failings, build collaborative bridges between disciplines and different points of view. In short, artists and scientists help keep the world honest and on its axis. And having been a rancher and farmer, so do all of you. So it's a collaborative and a conversation that all of us should be having together. One more thing relative to the all of you part. Playa is the guest of this beautiful Lake County and knows it. Playa appreciates its generous, fast, windy, unpredictable, unique, quirky host. And Playa appreciates and respects the people of this county. We offer a standing invitation to all of you to take advantage of what we have to offer. As I said, join us on a Monday or Thursday for dinner, 6 p.m. Come to monthly Playa Presents. We move them to Sundays, trying to attract more students, get out of the way of the sports conflicts. We have free bus service coming from Christmas Valley and from Lakeview with stops in Summer Lake and Paisley. So there's no excuse about, oh, it's so far, or I don't know about the gas, or in the winter it's dark. No, we've got you covered. And we'd like you to bring young people with you. And as that population of young people roads. We'll add workshops in the arts, in the sciences, to give them some ideas about how to shape their lives, what questions to ask, and how to challenge the people that are there with what they know. Lots of the artists who come are what I call rurally underserved. They have no idea about hay, if it's a cow or a bull or whatever. I have a country and western song that I wrote, and the refrain is, it's now or never. I ain't no heifer anymore. Stay with me. So, April 8th, you can tour studios, listen to presentations, be part of the reception. We have conversations, often with an artist or a scientist leading a kind of thematic conversation. It can be about controversial subjects, philosophical subjects, kind of far out subjects. We'd love for you to come and participate. So the last thing I want to say about Playa is I hope that you would invite our artists into your communities as well. They'll come. We are already doing, as I said, the algebra. We go into many schools. We're trying to work more and more to be a complement to what is already going on in your communities. And Playa, I feel, is definitely an economic benefit to Lake County. In the same way the arts have been demonstrated to benefit communities everywhere, shopping, eating out, gas, local advertising, engagement of professionals, not to mention Playa's support of county fundraising efforts and good causes. That is something that we're expanding. We'll have a banner up at the roping arena outside of Paisley. We're getting more and more involved all over the county. And Terry, of course, is the most persuasive person there is. So she's picking my pocket at every turn. So, in sum, we want very much to do our part in this county. And we want your help in letting us know what that part is. And we invite you to do your part. How? Don't be a stranger. Thank you.
As Alan said, I very rarely miss the opportunity to go to Playa, and I would really encourage more people from the north end to take the time to go on, get in your car, and go down for a Playa Presents, or take advantage of the offer to go have dinner. You're not going to see what you see on an everyday basis anywhere else like you're going to see it here. I'm truly telling you that. You're going to meet people that are so interesting. I got to meet the lady that wrote Wild. I got to listen to her read one of the chapters from her book before it was even printed. I've gotten to watch filmmakers present part of their documentaries that went on to win awards. And we're not taking advantage of that in this end of the county, and I hope that this is going to encourage that. The next speaker is David Court from Northwood School. He's both the principal and the superintendent, and he's always charming. And we didn't really discuss what he's going to talk about, but I kind of think he's going to just give you a little bit about the state of the school and what's happening and all of that stuff, right?
Yes. It is always a pleasure when I'm asked to talk about North Lake. I'm biased. I like our school. In fact, I had a niece, one of our nieces called me yesterday. Their family owns property in Fort Rock, and they really think we're going to build out there finally. And what do you think about they're raising their grandchildren. What do you think about our grandkids coming to North Lake? And my response was, you're kidding, right? Bring them. Keep bringing them. And so I'm biased. I like North Lake. In fact, we have several staff members here tonight. If you're on the staff at North Lake, you're a coach, a teacher, educational assistant, school board member, would you please stand up, please? Gail Newman is here. She's in the far back. Gail has a history here. She's our elementary principal. She taught at Silver Lake School back in the 80s before she got married and moved to Burns, and now she's back, and she's a pleasure to work with. Some things that we're doing well at North Lake. My first year here, we realized that we struggled when kids came to kindergarten. They came so ill-prepared from a number of reasons, and so we fought to get a grant through the Oregon Community Foundation. It's called a P3 grant that we're still reaping the benefits from. We couldn't start a preschool with it, but we could do a lot of enrichment activities. And Laura House was involved in that and continues to be. We are running a one-day-a-week preschool, and it's only one day a week because that's what the parents wanted. If it was our choice, we'd probably be doing it 2 or 3 days. But we're trying to get kids ready to start kindergarten. If you've never seen what Laura receives as a kindergarten student, what she gives you at the end of the year, it's incredible. She does a marvelous job, but she needs help. We need help, and that's where the preschool activities come in. I would say that we're about average on technology. We're kind of on an upward curve. We're investing in technology. We want to make sure that when our students leave here, they go to college, they go into the business world, they have the necessary skills they need for that next step to compete with other kids who may be coming out of bigger school districts. And so we're investing in a lot of Chromebooks, internet services. We have a great articulation agreement with Klamath Community College. They've installed about $50,000 worth of equipment in one of our classrooms to where we can actually tap into a live instructor on the Klamath Community College campus. We have our EMTs who use that for classes throughout the year and evening. And so we keep working on technology and making sure that our kids have access to the things that they need. It's no surprise to you, we have one of the most successful ag science programs in the state under Chad Waldron. It continues to be successful. And it's kind of the heart and soul, I think, of our total curriculum based on the environment that the school sets in. Many of you know we've been working for the last couple of years on an all-weather track. We started a track program a few years ago. We didn't have track. And so Robbie Fine was our key fundraising coordinator, and through her efforts we secured almost $340,000 in cash donations and grants. We had several people in the community donate over $100,000 in equipment use. And chief among those were the churches, the Fines, and the Dinsdales, and probably a lot of others that I wasn't able to track. But we now have an all-weather competitive track at North Lake. We have our first track meet, home track meet ever, on April 28th. And then the following week, we have a junior high meet as well. So put that one on your calendar. It'll be a lot of fun. And if the wind is blowing, it'll be dusty. Financially, our school is in good shape financially. We can't offer a lot of enrichment activities because state funding doesn't allow for that, but what we have, we do pretty well. The only way we get more money from the state is if we have more kids. And basically, we take what we get. If they're here, we've got them. If they're not, like my niece, bring them down. We'll take them. We have dedicated staff. You saw some of those stand up. All of our staff, as of now, are returning next year, with the exception of possibly one educational assistant. So these are people that are dedicated. They spend enormous amounts of time working with our children, doing things on weekends. In fact, I try to sneak down on Sunday afternoons because there's nobody there. But when I drive up Sunday afternoon, there's about 5 or 6 vehicles there. That's people coming in on their own time to make sure that they're ready for kids to come back. Earlier this year, we got a report from the state of Oregon that said we had one of the worst attendance rates in the entire state. And we were offended by that. And then you take data from the state of Oregon with a grain of salt. Because Thursday, in a meeting we were in, we were told that we were nowhere on that list any longer. So 3 months ago, we had one of the worst attendance rates in the state, and now we don't even make their list. So we don't know what happened. We're getting kids to school. That's a good thing. For those of you who get up and get your children on the bus and get them to school, thank you. That's why we're there, is to have you send your children to us. Everywhere I go, whenever somebody comes into the building, one of the first things they do is they compliment us on that facility. Now, I remember back in the day when it was being designed, and it is a functional building, but it takes a little bit of tender loving care. We have a great maintenance staff under Gary Addington, our head of maintenance, Terry Jones, and Daryl Traybill, our night custodians. They make sure the facility stays nice. And we get lots of compliments on that. I had somebody stopped me in Silver Lake just last week to talk about how impressed they were with the facility. So we try to be good stewards. We have a school board whose decisions are always based on what's in the best interest of kids. There may be things that they don't agree with me on, or I don't agree with them, but when it's all over and done, if it's good for kids, we're going to try to do it. And so you've got pretty good leadership with those gentlemen. We have a new credit union in our community. For many, many years, all of the schools' financial affairs have gone through different banks elsewhere. I think currently we're banking with Washington Federal, but this spring we're in the process of moving all of our accounts to Pacific Crest.
Yay.
When you have 35 full-time employees and a variety of other people that you contract with, and other 20 coaches that come and go, we have a lot of money that goes through our school, and if we can keep it in this community where it benefits everybody, that's what we want to do. So we may not be able to move every account out here this spring, but we're in the process. So we've started that. And then lastly, I'd like to share with you that Gail Newman, our elementary principal, she serves on the Oregon Elementary Principals Association. So she's pretty well networked with what's coming down the pike in terms of elementary issues. I serve on the the Oregon Small Schools Association. Last year I served as a president of that association. So we're pretty well networked as what's going on in the state, what's going on with small schools, what we need to be focused on. And when we get surprised, like that attendance figure I shared with you earlier, how could our attendance be that bad? Then it's a surprise to us, because we're pretty well networked. That track I mentioned, you're welcome to come down and use it after school hours. You know, obviously during the day when kids are there, we like to know who's here and who's not. But I talked to several seniors a couple of years ago who said, you know, we have no place to even walk. You know, agricultural vehicles are pretty unforgiving on the highway if you're trying to walk there. And we thought, you know what, in fact, we could have some walking in our parking lot. But you know what, if you want to come down on weekends after school, use the track, that's what it's there for. Anybody can have access to it. I'm biased. I think North Lake School is probably the best kept secret in Central Oregon in terms of education. I made that comment to the Bulletin a few years ago in an article, and they didn't print that statement. That was my biggest complaint about the article. It's a good place. For those of you who've gone there, for those of you whose children go there, for those of you who have grandchildren going there, I think you've got them in pretty good hands. With the staff that we have and what's going on, it's a good place to be. Thank you.
Having experienced several of those experiences with the school, I can absolutely guarantee you that I'm thrilled with what my granddaughter got to work with. Our next speaker, whose name I can never say properly.
Magda Baranov, darling.
Now, I want you to understand something. This lady has been in the United States now for more than a year.
I can speak better this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
she can speak English that you can understand, and we didn't let her have very much at bar.
That's usually changed.
She's going to talk about the Newberry Trail, which is a little confusing to people, but our part of the county, the north end, is also part of the ramifications of the Newberry volcanic activity.
The Newberry National Monument.
Right. What we see here is part of what that huge shield volcano produced. It's the largest shield volcano in North America. So, our chamber has worked with Lapine's chamber to develop and share in this Newberry Trail, which is more of a driving tour, getting people from Lapine and making a huge circle. So, the crazy lady here is going to tell you a little bit about what's happened in the last
Things have
year.
happened, people, and you are part of it, and I'm here tonight with thank you notes for all of you, because Travel Oregon only let's see, it was February of 2016, we applied for a grant, and you can tell I'm speaking a little bit better now. We applied for a grant from Travel Oregon to establish a rural tourism studio. In the North Lake County, you are part of the rural tourism studio with the Newberry National Monument at its center. It's a 153-mile tour, the 3-hour tour, if you remember me last year, getting lost out here trying to find cracking ground someplace. And we have put together, La Pine is the place with the visitor center on Highway 97 where you start. And you drive up to the crater, down to the park, State Park, up to Sun River, west to the Cascade Lakes Highway, down to the Crescent Lake Junction, back down 58 over to Crescent and Gilchrist, and then up to 31, and the toe of what is the boot-shaped map of this rural tourism studio is right here at Fort Rock, Christmas Valley, Silver Lake, Summer Lake, even as far as Paisley. We are including all of these towns, all of this high desert area, the geological wonders, the ancient civilizations, the historical aspects of you being the first settlers that were trying agriculture, and look at where it's gotten you now. I mean, it's an amazing place for people that want to look at small towns, rural life, family-friendly activities like the sand dunes and cracking ground and the Fort Rock Ring. All of these things that we all have to offer are now going to the next level. Right now, we're in the process of creating a guide. Many of you have already purchased an advertisement. Gino, why don't you stand up for a second? This guy we hired from Newberry Country Trail to come out and sell the Highway 97, 58, and 31 Newberry Country Trail Visitor's Guide. And it's about ready to launch, and if you need to find him, he's through the La Pine Chamber, but you guys are buying ads in that, and you're going to have 1 page per town, plus all your advertising in there describing the location, all of the attractions, all of the things that you can do here. It's very exciting to bring people from all over the world through our Travel Oregon website right down here. And I mean, when we come out here, who likes the desert in La Pine? We do. We come out here because this is where we want to go. You guys want the high lakes? Well, then stop over at La Pine and pick up the information. Go on this 3-hour tour and see what you can discover. There's nothing like it in the state. It is the first time that we've ever done anything. And in preparation for the rest of Lake County, just starting a rural tourism studio, and you can check with your commissioner here, and maybe a new commissioner coming up, and you can find out how to get involved in all of Lake County's new rural tourism studio. That'll be an agritourism business. We can only grow rhubarb in La Pine. You guys have some wheat, some alfalfa, some hay, and other things that you've got to offer, and you've got a different kind of lifestyle here. And I've got to tell you that people come into the La Pine Visitor Center, which is one of the biggest ones in the state, by the way, and it's right on Highway 97 where Huntington Road meets the highway. They come there and they say, can you please tell us about the desert? Well, we've got a whole big section of brochures and magazines and your North Lake Guide, and we point them right out here. We point them towards Lakeview too. We don't have as much information about Lakeview, but 100 miles further, you can go down there and get another taste of rural life. So I hope you are as excited about this as we are. Think Newberry Country Trail, because guess what's coming? We're going to have people out here, and we're going to get together in every one of the communities. All of you business people, the boots on the ground, the ones that greet the tourists, we're going to have training so you know as much about Cascade Lakes Highway as you do about Fort Rock, or Christmas Valley, or Silver Lake. It's going to be the beginning of something that's going to last forever, and people are going to discover us now with this new guide coming out. It's going to start, so get ready, because they're going to come and be here and enjoy everything from the Willows to the Ed Stops to the Cowboy Dinner Tree, whatever's happening here in your area, they're going to come and find you, and it's going to start this summer. So I hope you're as excited as I am, because we're really excited. This is exciting. So I'm going to give you a minute.
Okay. And raffle time, and we've got so many raffle items this year that I think we're gonna probably draw 5 tickets at a time, 5 different items, because otherwise you guys are gonna be here till midnight, and I know you don't want to be here till midnight. I have to go get a large container done, and then we'll get started. And at the same time that all this is happening, we're also going to be doing dessert. Yay!
What's that?
Speaking of bullets, you're gonna have to go in and take bullets.
Oh, I know. I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow.
Yellow begins with a 6. The number is 644319, and it is for a haircut, a mom at Ann Styling Salon by Ann.
Got the ticket, ends in 319.
What ticket? What phone?
That would be it.
Bad girl, what are we gonna do?
Fourth ticket right here. Today here.
Yes.
If you win this one, Allie, do it.
Four stick dinner right here.
Four steak dinners here. It is yellow. It begins with a 6. It is 644404. Who got that? Well, I just don't know about this. Three more times in the report. Okay, this is for $100 of Ed's Ducks from Ed Stop.
Oh, I want it.
Huh? Dare I let you draw it? Seems to me the last time I let you draw something, you won it. I know. Close your eyes.
Make sure it's green, make sure it's green.
Here's green. Okay, sorry. Oh, but I can't read. I can. I had cataract surgery. I can see again. It is a green ticket beginning with 5.
What?
Green ticket beginning with 5. So it's 561938. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
1938.
I got it. Band for life. Where's my thingy? It's up there. I'm just gonna grab it. Nobody else that bought tickets gets to draw.
Back to the bar.
This is for 1 bag a month, small bag of produce picked by Sid, Sid's Produce, every month.
I'll make one.
If you win this, you're in trouble, I'm telling you, James. These drawings
All right.
is not good. He's related, by the way, by Eric.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yes, I can.
Well, good. You can stand up and say it. What color?
Yellow.
Tell what number it begins with.
4. Is that right? 644333.
You gotta talk louder.
644333.
Right here. Let's get on with the show. Our first award is Educator of the Year. And Dave will do the presentation. And as soon as he can weave his way up here to this mirror, God, it will be.
You know, every year we're asked to help in this process. A couple of years they just say, no, here's who's been selected, can you get them there? And it's getting harder to be sneaky. But this year, a couple of weeks ago, Terry asked us who we thought we would recommend as Educator of the Year. And after about 5 seconds, we almost at the same time, well, what about Tammy? I think she's deserving. And so Tammy Dark, would you come up here, please? And then Gail's going to share some things. Tammy's been a part of this community since she was in 8th grade, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Graduated from Paisley, correct?
Yes.
Married your childhood sweetheart, is that correct? I know there were just so few of us available. She went to work at North Lake in the early 90s as an educational assistant. After several years, she went back to get her degree. She took classes through Treasure Valley. I was actually going to introduce her as an Oregon Duck, but last time I played a joke on her, she hit me. She got a bachelor's degree at Oregon State. She's been teaching special ed for the last 15 years or so. And she is truly a dedicated professional. She has always got a smile on her face. She is a child advocate. She works with children who have special needs. Sometimes we get frustrated. Tammy's always the one who says, let me have it. And she does a marvelous job with them. She's coached middle school volleyball and basketball, high school volleyball. The staff trust her. I trust her. And the kids love her. Okay, that's my part. Gail.
Okay. I have to read my little notes off of my card because I don't want to forget anything. I'm completely, 100% totally honored to be honoring Tammy tonight because she is one of the true professionals on our staff that works with kids who really need an extra shot, an extra dose, an extra round, an extra strategy to help them reach their full potential. And she's just the right fit for that for our school, and I love that. She's one of the gals who truly, truly, truly cares for the kids. And we all know that it's really tough to be a teacher and be in education if you just don't, in your heart, love kids. That's what we all do it for. And Tammy's one of the people who truly loves kids. And everything she does is all about that. And I love that about her. She always does what's best for kids, even if it's harder on her. She just sacrifices her time, her energy, everything that she has. And I like that too. She's always willing to learn new ways at helping kids. She and Laura and I just went to a 5-day class on dyslexia in Burns 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And it was great. But it's like, sure, I'd like to go. It's always not, do I have to? It's always, can I go to that? I think I need to go to that. And I really appreciate that attitude of Tammy. And she's always that way. She's flexible and accommodating, she has a positive attitude, and she is solution-oriented for sure. And she is an absolute delight to work with. And the one thing that if I had to say something that I know about Tammy, that I just chuckle about every day, she doesn't know this, but my office is kind of off to the side. You have to go through a little conference room to get into my office, so I can't see who's coming down the hall all the time. And I like the conference room, but I don't particularly like that I'm not right on the hall. But when I hear whistling, it's her. And so it's like, oh, I need to talk to Tammy, here she comes. So I can just sit there at my desk and say, Tammy, because I can hear this whistling when she's going by. And then she comes in and I don't have to get up and go get her. And it's hilarious, but I know. It's because she just whistles everywhere she goes, because she's just cheerful, she's happy, she's never down, and I love it. And yes, that does make it easier for me. I'm taking the lazy way out, but that's just truly what I like is that's just how cheerful she is on the job every day, all the time, no matter what. And I love that about Tammy. And she truly deserves the Teacher of the Year award this year, so I'd like to congratulate her for that.
Secret, because I couldn't be.
And they actually kept it secret. I thought it was here for a birthday party.
And I want to tell you guys, this lady got my granddaughter who had a lot of learning disabilities through school, and who's now being successful because of it. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, this is a good one. I'm going to let the person who donated it fly, because if she wins it, she has to give it to somebody else. This is a fabulous hour-and-a-half massage by If you draw your own name, Sean, I don't know what you're going to do.
Hey, John, who's your friend?
It is floral. 592 521.
Oh, yeah.
Probably put 7 of them in This time I'll make it for you.
Give baskets of goodies from her. You can be in trouble this time. You got 2. Well.
I'll take this one with my fingers and just can't walk. Just mine Number 37.
Red.
Red. 378. 309.
Right here. Well, I shouldn't have to have it for tape. On the way out.
Okay.
Fort Robert, in this basket. Debbie, you draw this one for your dad. How about you, Richard? Why don't you draw it? Go over there. Mr. Cowless. Okay, this is yellow. Begins with a 5. It is 592487. We've got 2 more to draw, then we'll do the next award. Are you guys all full yet? No. Here's some 2 oil changes at Hamilton Automotive. And that includes the oil and the filter, and it's up to $65 for the vehicle, so that's so you don't bring in some like giant semi. I don't know. She wants to play me. Like Becca who doesn't drive.
It's green. 417616. But
It's really hard to read the cards when you get the giggles today.
oh,
Okay, 1 more and then we go to the next award.
This one, I think we made Terry draw.
Yeah, because I can't advertise in my own game. Perfect. Are they in there?
They're in there. They're ready to draw. I have to hold.
You have to hold it. I have to close my eyes.
they're open.
All right, I'll put that one back in. I'll draw another one.
Yours?
Okay, yellow. 644288. No. Yeah. 644288.
That number has been disconnected, right?
Okay. 288. Yellow.
When I do my tickets, I put in mode. So it negates it.
Goes. You think this was yours?
Nobody gave me directions.
You massage the right side and then you massage the left side.
So because everybody's chewing. Oh, I guess we don't have.
Here we go again.
Great. Okay, this is another yellow. It is 644313.
I think I got this one.
Yeah. Green already. You guys can
Oh, right here.
So we're ready for the next presentation. And this is for the Emergency Responder of the Year. And I just want to remind all of you, which you really are aware of it still, we're all volunteer out here. If it wasn't for our volunteers, we'd be in really big trouble because what they do for us and our community is huge. And the last time I went to a big emergency responder meeting over in, I don't really know where it was, I think it was Paisley. You know, 90% of the people that were at that meeting were over 50. And it's hard to get the young people to really get involved in this. But this year, we do have a young person, and Debbie Morehouse is going to present to them.
So let's give a big hand, a round of applause to Brianne Lyons. Graduated at the top of her class in state Salem. So top that one, guys. And every time you see this young woman around, she's smiling. She's at all the meetings. And she has done an outstanding job at supporting the fire department and the first responders. And I think this is our new heroes. Our beautiful young ladies who are not afraid to do anything. Congratulations.
Come on, Speedo. We gotta get this on the show. Tim, come on.
This is the Frontier Days gift basket. We don't have a sign for it.
Right, because I'm inept. So you guys, since you guys can't win it, you can draw your own. You can have to win another one. Oh, here we go again. We'll turn it up. It's a process, guys. You gotta turn it out.
Okay. Red. Starts with 3. 378 298.
What color? Red.
Red.
Starts with a 3. Got it. Sweep them up, Marie. We'll put this basket in Marie's other basket. Okay.
Some people were here when Ronnie ran.
This is where
I saw Ronnie.
It was an awesome day.
haircut a month with candy and Ann Scott was one.
Yes, girl, this one, you're stuck.
I don't have my glasses on.
You don't have to read it. Loud.
Red ticket, 378401. Red ticket, 378401.
No.
One more time on the number, 378401.
401, man.
On a red ticket.
And this is with qualifications, guys, so be aware of this. This is a $100 gift certificate from Handy Pump and North Lake Tire. There's 2 stipulations. You have to use the whole 100 at one store or the other. You cannot split it, and you do need to use it within a year. Well, the reason for that is because somebody won one year and one next year, and then they used them both at the same time. And anyway, so he said, next time they have to use it in a year or they don't get it. I said, okay. Let's drop. Come on, be brave. Yellow begins with a 5. 592632. One 16-ounce beverage a month for the next year at Boots and Spurs. Our local drive-through coffee shop. And more, because she has some great sandwiches, salads, cookies, and all kinds of surprises. And blue hair.
It's a green ticket, 417642. Right here.
I think the next one should be a roll. Okay, next award. Volunteer of the Year. So people kept changing their minds on who's presenting. So who is presenting? Eeny, meeny, miny, or moe? That would be Mo. Okay, beautiful Valerie. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, for volunteer of the year. This man started coming out here 20 years ago. Bought property in the Sinks. Fell in love with this place. Several years ago, they started building their property up by Table Rock. 6 years ago this August, this man started the Christmas Valley Music Festival, bringing our community together with awesome bands from Portland, in which the Diamonds openly welcome their land for those guests to stay for the week. All proceeds go to Brain Food, which feeds the disadvantaged children in our area. Earl also arranges and often plays at our annual 4th of July music at Flowery Park. He's a member of the North Lake Health District Board for several years now, and we all know what a good job they've done for our community. There aren't any children in here.
Oh, yes. One.
He's also known as Santa at the North Lake School Christmas program. He's recently lended his support to a new committee whose efforts are to see that some of our first responders be financially reimbursed for their hard work. And he's also interested in the dynamics of some potential future solar projects in the area. I'm proud to present this man. He's my friend. Earl Dennett.
I guess it would have been awkward if I left early, huh? Well, this is a surprise, thanks folks. Yeah, we have been out here, we've been coming out for quite a while, we've been in here for a little while, but you made us really feel welcome, and it's nice to give back, we enjoy it. And it looks like I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about getting the music festival on that piece, the deal that's coming. Anyway, anybody who knows me knows I don't get speechless very often, but I kind of get that, so thank you very much.
Okay, the next gift is the black, you can hold that up here if you want. embossing print from the willows. Because we do like our cows out here.
This is a moving experience. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, it is this is green. And it begins with 4. Green, 4. 417-597.
Wait, start here.
Hold on.
Keep on a cow.
And this one is for the wonderful gift basket from someone like apiaries, which has got honey, fish, it's got so much stuff in there. So I've never won it yet, but I always want to. Oh, you want my spare tawny?
Okay, this is green.
Begins with
417 465.
And the basket will be up here for you, Karen. And this ticket is for a $50 gas card. Is it gift card? Now I lost track. Which is it? Yes, gas card from Summer Lake Store.
I'd like that.
So, green. Begins with 4. 417-569. Woo! Oh, yay! When you get so many wonderful gifts, it kind of stretches things out, but hey, gotta have fun with that. Okay, this is for the chamber gift basket. It's got some wine, it's got a couple of certificates for 18 holes of golf out to the golf course now, and some other little wine memorabilia. There we go. It's really hard to make these medicines up. Who wants to draw it?
I'll draw it.
2 foot, but quick enough. Yellow begins with a 5. 592672.
She doesn't drive.
This is willows, and this is the decorative turquoise, 17-inch tall, beautiful, whatever you want to call it. Laura calls it a groove, but I didn't like that word, so I call it the vase. But anyway, there it is. Not put it Terry! What?
I noticed some people drop their tickets inside of that.
There's 2. Would that be something from your table? No, I did not do that. You're all warmed up, are you?
Red, 378253.
What color?
Red.
Red.
Say it again.
378253.
Right here.
Oh,
Okay.
one more and then another one. This is for a sunrise breakfast a month from the Sage Hen Cafe. Here, Donna. No cheating. It is, see?
Did she get a yellow?
Yes. Begins with 6. So it's 644371.
Is there a name on the back of it?
Oh yeah, some people actually wrote their names on them. It would be Ken Kessler. Well, that's one way to make sure you're up here every month. Okay, awards.
Wait, excuse me, do another razzle item, would you please?
Why?
Because we're missing something.
Guys, one.
Oh,
Yes.
okay then. Oh, we have to do another round. Let's do,
Maybe a yellow pick.
okay. This is one of the favorites. It is a gift certificate to Summer Lake Hot Springs. For 2 nights stay in one of the Echo family cabins, which is really nice. Those things are like, with all that radiant heating from coming up from the floors, they are so comfortable and quiet and pretty. It's a real treat. Okay, let's see, why don't you draw this one? And if you win, yours. So much. It's yellow. It begins with a 5.
606.
No. 592 705. Yes. What do they say about money? You gotta spend some to make some. Well, there you go. Thank you. All right, next award. You guys ready for this?
That's a good one.
Decide who gets to decide.
So this year we did 2 small businesses, one who couldn't leave their business to be here, which we're sorry to say. But at any rate, we have 2 small businesses of the year, and one of those businesses is the Summer Lake School. you. We got you here. It's not an easy feat. I just have
Has a sneaky camera.
Yes, very sneaky.
When we came to Summer Lake, they'd been here a year at the Summer Lake store when we bought the lodge. When we were looking at the lodge, we were, yeah, nobody said how much work it would be, because of course they didn't know either, and we've sort of grown up together.
Yes, we have, yeah.
Their kids were raised here, but I'm going to read you a little history of this man.
You're gonna do it louder.
Okay. Yeah, just holler if I'm right.
Don't. Not the jail time, not the jail time.
Or the auto. We have something in common.
You were supposed to say, right?
We have something in common because we're both Italian.
Yes.
And he and my dear father, when he was still alive,
Wonderful man.
divided up the county, the north end of the county in sections. He got the north end and Daddy got the south end. So he was always so good about spending time with my dad.
Your dad was a neat guy.
He was a neat guy. Anyway, a little about Mother Italy. This man really wanted to be a history teacher.
True.
But his dad's recommendation was to get a business degree because that's where the money was. And he'd been in the industry since high school because he worked for the local Safeway store and it helped put him through school. And he received his degree from, he's not from Oregon, from California State University in Chico in 1978 in business administration. So he was setting up. He started grad school directly thereafter and was selected to an elite management training program. But heard about a position in human resources for Safeway, then in Sacramento Division office in 1979. Money, no more school, and fast cars appealed. So he took the job and worked for 2 years hiring and career coaching for the Sancto Division. Cars, fast cars. He has a Z car in his garage.
No, it's swimming.
Huh?
Went swimming.
You went swimming? Oh my God, sorry.
That's another story
Anyway,
another day.
his baby went swimming. The 80s brought the stock market upheaval and Safeway's hostile takeover. Corporate tried to regroup by trimming costs and closing some division offices. Sacramento was one of them. So Dale went back to retail in Citrus Heights, California in 81. In 82, he and Thule married, and with further Sacramento area store consolidations and closings, he took a job at Lakeview, our Lakeview Safeway store. 89 offered the opportunity to apply for a buyer position in the division office in Portland, so having been hired, the family packed up their then 5-year-old son, Anton, and headed to Portland. After 3 years of surviving one of the meanest and best head buyers in the Portland area, in 1992, Dale, promoted across the grocery industry from 17 years with Safeway Incorporated to a well-paid and respected head buyer position with Albertsons.
It was the money.
It was the upstairs corner office with a view and a significant raise. Boy, what an opportunity. Then 2 years later, another promotion opportunity arose, this time potentially sending the family, who now had an infant daughter who couldn't be with us tonight, and the care of an invalid grandmother to the East Coast, Florida to be exact. Well, after years of visiting friends in Summer Lake, to escape the Portland damp and wet, the suggestion to buy the little store there was looking better and better.
I didn't say anything. Wistful money.
It's a gold mine.
That's right.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
gold mine. You get to set your own hours.
7 days a week.
So in September of '93, almost a year to the day before we got there,
Yeah.
the break from the corporate world was made and new life was begun. The rest, you know, is in your memory books, our memory books. Dale's name means, Keona means a beautiful place, and the place he chose to raise his family and carve out a life truly is just that. So here's to our own no deal Dale. 2018 business of the year, the Summer Lake store.
Oh, yeah, I did practice
Thank you. Another business of the year that we were working with here in but they couldn't make it to the banquet, and that was Sagewood Grocery. It's been a great asset to the community, and apparently they were supposed to come, they did not call, so I don't know what happened, but we will be getting their word to them, and of course, we always encourage you to continue your support of that business. Thank you. So we'll do the last 3 raffle drives, and then we'll do the lifetime volunteer award.
And when are we getting door prize?
We'll do the door prize after everything, yeah. Oh, this is another of our favorites. It is 2 nights in one of the lakeside cabins at the lodge at Summer Lake. Here we go. Started off really good. I'm not letting Ryan dry because you might win it. Every time I get your fingers in one of these things, you win it. Not if you win it. I'll give it up if I win. Oh. I don't remember that. I did. Make sure it's green. Oh, sorry. Yellow. Sorry. That's okay, but I can't read it. Glasses or cataract surgery. Okay, yellow. Begins with a 6. 64446.
I think that's
64446.
I got it.
I am excited. It's amazing. Well, you'll be seeing us again soon. Looks like.
You still have the clock. What? This is from the Lahaina Chamber of Commerce. It's another wonderful gift basket. They always have us full of wonderful, wonderful things, and are very generous to our event, and we do appreciate it. And you guys can't win your own stuff. Not like we do.
What's a double?
Let's shake it. Who does it?
I got a yellow. And it's 644398. That's me.
All right, and the last gift of the evening is the beautiful windmill clock. Oh, green. It's 24 inches across. It's really quite spectacular. And I'll let Allison do the privilege. Salute us, God. What is it?
Yellow. 644348.
Right here? I knew her house needed some help with decoration. So take that to the next step. All right. Who's got the Chamber of Commerce visitors? got the chamber basket?
Oh, me, yeah.
One that doesn't dry out. Not that.
Okay, this is our award for lifetime volunteerism in our community.
So many years ago, we were standing there in my sister's backyard one night, watching the 4th of July fireworks. And we got into a discussion about how some of the pyros at that time had stated that they were all going to retire. And so it was getting close to the last year that we would have 4th of July and fireworks in the town. So kind of laughing and joking, we all said, hey, and it may have been too many beers. We all said, let's do it. Let's join the pyros. Well, our husbands didn't realize at that time that, no, that meant they were joining the pyros. So now we're discussing, I don't even know how many years ago it's been. But at that time, my sister Carrie and her husband Lloyd really just kind of dove in and took hold and pulled it all together. And they went out and recruited a bunch of other people and got the pyro team all pulled together. And since then, we've kind of taken off, and we've got the kids carnival back up running good, and got water slides, and we've put on a bunch of other events. We've done barrel races, and we did a couple extra shows, Christmas shows, to get people certified. And so for the number of years that they've been doing it, we're giving the Lifetime Volunteer Award to Carrie and Lloyd Mace.
Guys, we all know that our fireworks are better than Ben's. They're better than Redmond's. Yep. They're better than Lakeview's. And this is part of why that's happening.
Thank you.
I don't know why we're getting this, because as Erica said, her and Jim joined at the same time as we did, and they've been right there.
Well, maybe they'll be
beside
next
us
year.
every step of the way.
We have a lot of other volunteers on this so-called club, I should say, and they do a lot of work also. We just kind of coordinate a little bit, and if it wasn't for the community volunteering their pocketbook and letting us blow it up for you, we wouldn't have such a good show like we do. So thank you all, and we do accept more donations, by the way.
There's going to be an ongoing raffle for the next probably 3 months throughout the community for a flight with Bruce Webben throughout all over Lake County. So we'll be selling raffle tickets all over the county for that flight. And all of the money that's generated from that will go towards the pyros. Yay! And I have one other little award to do. Oh, Lord. It's a little award. It's a Oh, it is. It's a little hard. And this is from Marie Brain.
Because I put up with your whining and.
She needs a bigger award. Marie has always been involved with the chamber for years and years and years. And then she was on the board for years and years and years. She got sick of that. Then she took over taking care of our books, which were really frightening. And that took her about 2 years just to get it to where she could make sense of it again. Sort of. They're way closer than they were. And this is just from the chamber to you for everything you do for us.
We love you, Marie.
We have 2 door prizes.
We have some cooking too.
Thank you.
We do have how much work.
Thank you. Because it is a lot of work, and I do appreciate my community. I'm so happy to be part of it. Okay, 2 door prizes, thank you. And these are donated by Shara and Dale Shumway. So sweet. We even almost had to cut his meat for him tonight, but he's getting better. Okay, this is the beautiful butterfly home and garden accent. It's a hanging decor, and you won that.
I did?
You did!
That is my name.
That is his
That is my name.
And Deb Diane, just like wine, Yahoo! Hey guys, well, you know what? There's no closing remarks. Stick around, visit for a few, have another cocktail if you want. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.